Today we're in my 2016 Mustang GT, and today it has 13,000 miles on it. I bought it used with 150 miles on it from the Bruce Titus dealership in Port Orchard. From the dealership, it had this sweet looking vinyl and a crappily installed catback exhaust. It is the premium trim, which adds leather seats and a separate body color diffuser, but unfortunately it's not the performance pack. I don't think that really matters though, because all the performance pack adds is 3.73 gears in the rear, a bigger radiator, and the lowest quality Brembos. This car isn't quite stock as it sits. As of right now, she's got a catback exhaust, a cold air intake, the steering wheel from a GT350, wheel spacers, mud flaps, and hood risers. It used to have an oil separator, but it started whistling, so now that's gone. This car is a 5-liter V8 making 435 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to a 6-speed manual transmission that'll get you to 60 in a bit under 5 seconds. Honestly, I think that 435 horsepower is a bit underpowered for a big V8 like this, and I've got a theory for why that is. When Ford released the GT350, starting at $20,000 more than the most expensive GT, it made about 540 horsepower from a 5.2-liter V8, which still really isn't that impressive. I think that Ford couldn't get as much power as they wanted from the GT350, so they bottlenecked the GT so the price difference would seem like it's worth it. One of the biggest reasons I think this is because if you buy the intake manifold from the GT350 and install it on your GT, you can see gains of over 60 wheel horsepower. It's definitely not normal to see gains that large from an intake manifold. The GT's breathing through straws. Luckily, I've got that intake manifold in the garage ready to install this weekend to unlock this baby's true potential. Now moving on to the exterior. I absolutely love the look of this car, especially with this sweet vinyl. I really love the look of the text, but I hate what it says. BT Performance stands for Bruce Titus Performance. That's right, Bruce Titus. I love all the lighting on the car. The 3-bar headlights add an aggressive look to the car, but you better hope they don't get kicked in, because the pair will run you $2,700. The 3-bar taillights with the sequential turn signals are real cool too, and if they break, they'll only run you $2,000. Unless you have the ones with the chrome trim, then they're a whopping $3,300. The hood-mounted turn signals are my favorite lights on the car, even though you can't see the passenger side one from the driver's seat because of the hood bulge. The puddle lamps are really cool too, but they seem to have a ton of damage for only 13,000 miles. Moving on to the engine bay, it's very disappointing and bland, the only colors being black and gray and everything being covered in plastic. The worst though is this huge ugly coolant reservoir. Your engine bay will look awful until you do something about it. The last point to talk about on the exterior is the spoiler. The one I've got is okay. I'll be upgrading to the GT350 wing soon. Finally, onto the interior. For the premium trim, the seats are leather and very comfortable. On that note, the materials don't seem particularly durable. There are a few very noticeable scratches from just typical use. The worst thing about the interior are the completely useless back seats. They're really too small to fit anyone, or anything. I'm planning on removing them just so they're not a place I have to clean or deal with. Up front, we have jet cockpit-inspired switches, which are very satisfying to use. Less satisfying is the push-button start. It's just not the same as turning a key. Your driver console right behind the steering wheel is very nice. You can get real-time fuel economy, enable your track features, and adjust the interior lighting. The interior lighting is very fun to play with, but I usually leave it on ice blue because you can't change the color of all of the buttons on the dash. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room, the trailer hitch. I bought a motorcycle at the end of the summer and needed a way to get it, and believe it or not, she's ready to tow 2,000 pounds. Don't worry though, I'm finally taking it off tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Welcome to RMZ Performance. Please like, comment, and subscribe and help me grow. We've got a lot of fun ahead.